what's up guys, Moonboy here, and today I have something
Why he went with
very
Moonboy?
unexpected. I didn't even expect it, but I somehow got in the studio with one of the most legendary artists.
Mostly
in
because
pop,
he's not a
and that
serious
is
person.
TPain. It's crazy how life works. You know, lately actually I've been getting in the studio with some of my favorite artists in the world. And it's been really mind-blowing. And one thing that I'm really grateful for is how much I've been learning by being around such amazing artists and amazing talent, people that I've looked up to for a long time. What got me really excited as well is how over the years I've gotten really good at creating videos and live streams. So I recognize that I have a really unique opportunity here to kind of showcase and teach producers like you all around the world what actually goes on in real
I ain't know
studio sessions
DDG
and
was
some
a
important
narcissist.
lessons and how to actually create good music while you get these opportunities, you know, because it's one thing to kind of get in the studio, but then it's like, okay, now make something dope. So a few days ago I got the opportunity to fly in to Vegas and work with TPain, and it was completely unexpected. It was random, but I got the call and it was like, can you fly in? And I was like, yep, I can literally do it overnight.
I thought he's just
Got
not
in.
moving his
One thing
mouth.
that I was really excited to try is live streams. So I managed to live stream it, and what's cool
Look
is
like
that
he
TPain
bite people is
actually
crazy.
live streams himself as well. If you guys want to make sure to not miss out on any future live streams that I do, I highly suggest you go and hit the notification bell or follow me on Twitch as well. But anyways, we got in the studio. So it started off by him showing us some of his music, some things they've been working on. But one thing I didn't realize after he was showing some of his IDs, first it started off with regular
Someone
R&B,
didn't
kind
do
of what you
speech
expect him to
therapy with their
then he was like,
braces.
but I remixed it. And then he started showing us a bunch of remixes that he
Are you
made of
supposed
his
to
own
do that?
songs. And there was festival trap, there was drum and bass. What? I didn't know T-Pain would make drum and bass. There was house. He showed us every single genre, and he's been making every electronic music genre for years. I was just so shocked. I did not expect that at all. But one thing that I really learned after reflecting on this is that he literally creates just to create. Whenever he has an idea, some inspiration sparks, he will create it, and he won't have any judgment. He would just be like, I'm gonna create that idea, I want to see where it goes.
Not bro
and I really
Leroy.
feel like he is really onto something there. It's no coincidence that he's literally a top pop artist that plays all around the world, and what he does what he does for a reason. And one thing that I realized is by having this creative outlet to just literally just be creative, just to be creative, you kind of let this creative juice flow to you, so you don't really scrutinize or judge any idea that you first come with. You just immediately create, you know, you don't stop. He doesn't restrict himself. I really feel like that's a secret to kind of developing great ideas, because you kind of create whatever you can, whatever comes to you, whatever you're inspired by, and then you take whatever's from those bits and hone it into something really curated and something really polished, and whatever your brand may be or whatever brand you're trying to create, you know. Let me go into kind of us being in the studio and producing.
Man's
So,
talking like an
now
anime
it's
fight
okay,
scene.
that's all my stuff, but let's create something new. And so I was like, oh shoot, okay, we're gonna create something new now. So I thought, you know, it's a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes, especially someone like him, you know. But I was like, okay, all right, let's do this. He's like, show me what you got. I didn't want to just sit there and keep him waiting, you know, especially there's a bunch of people around us, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta come up with something fast. So I pulled up Ableton. So we see Ableton right here. And I was like, okay, what do I got? And I see on my the left side, I'm like, oh my god, yes, Chrome. Just recently, I created one of my favorite production suites ever. It's everything you need from presets, drums, vocals, melodies, drops, everything to create any kind of music. And so I pulled up these drop loops right here to show him stuff that we can work with on the spot. And he's like, okay, that's cool. Let's see what else we got. No, okay, it's groovy.
Hell no.
But so during this whole time, we were just trying to get some inspiration. I was trying to see where his head was at. He was hearing something, but he was trying to find it through here. So I kept playing more, and then he landed on.
Okay. Yeah, that's a vibe.
And with this, when he heard this, he was like, oh my god, let's work on that. And he kept saying, let's play it again, you know. And I was like, okay. So here is the value of having ready-made drops and melodies ready to go. So he was like, okay, do you think you can pull that up? Can we write over that? And I was like, we can totally do that. I pulled up all the stems. I was like, got you. I pulled up the drums. I pulled up the bass loop, synth loop, vocal loop.
I don't know if his nose is running or if he's sweating.
And I saw the BPM. So
Yeah, that shit is hard.
40 BPM, went to 140. I even pulled up the MIDI, and I just grabbed a regular sine wave, you know. open, he just started vibing to it. It was really beautiful seeing the creative process that he has and like kind of how he comes up with melodies. And then he was like, all right, let's record into this. Can we record into this, you know?
Can we?
Yes, yes. You guys got that? All right, let's go. We immediately grabbed in-house engineer to find the mic.
A mic stand!
A mic stand.
Don't bring, I don't want to hold it.
You know, and then we just hooked up and we started recording.
How do you sleep? You sleep. How do you sleep at night?
Ooh, that's gonna be hard.
Next to me.
Honestly, one of the coolest things that came from this though too was how that one idea, that one drop loop that sparked inspiration in the entire studio. Not only was TPain coming up with vocal hooks and melodies, the whole studio came alive with inspiration. It's crazy. And that's exactly what you guys just heard, dude. Dude.
Can we?
Yes, yes. You guys.
He said, "Can we?"
Let's go. Yes.
Y'all into EDM? Sometimes.
Yeah.
It just depends, though.
It was super cool just seeing how once inspiration hits, everything comes alive. And that really, in my opinion, shows how valuable it is to have a folder of really amazing ideas that can spark inspiration in all kinds of styles and genres. No matter who it is, no matter what kind of feeling it is, having something like what's inside Chrome can give you this immediate life in your music writing sessions. Cool to see and even record in person was his famous like vocal.
I like when it has like a bounce to it like this.
But yeah, he was like recording. I didn't really know he was doing this at the time. I thought he was getting some ideas down, but he had some ad-lib ideas for the vocal hook, and so he was doing them all on time perfectly. And I didn't really notice it until we pulled it up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're supposed to play them all at once."
Best to me. Sleep, 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 sleep.
So cool. All right, I want to play it for you guys now. But before we go to the final results, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys want to learn more
Wanna hear this
about
joint.
the sounds that I use for the session, the melodies, the drop, everything that I use, all of these sounds
With
are
the
in
dream
my
on it?
Chrome production suite that just came out. Chrome is an exclusive sample and preset library, basically a giant toolkit for producers, but
So he's
it's limited
selling
to only 500
presets.
producers. That way the melodies, the drops, and the presets don't get oversaturated in the market, you know. So basically the 500 producers who get a copy of Chrome will have an exclusive library that's just theirs, like their own secret weapon. You can check for availability in the description below. Otherwise, you can find all my samples and presets as well in the description below. But let's listen to what we got so far. Keep in mind, this is still a rough draft. I feel like it has a really huge potential. We're also gonna re-record some of the lines, add some new stuff. You know, this is just a rough draft, but yeah, let's listen to it.
How do you sleep at night? How do you fall asleep next to me? How do you keep it right?
Yeah, this is fire. There's not too much going on. It got some space in it. I like this shit.
How do you sleep? Sleep, how do you sleep?
Yeah, this is fire. He a true virtuoso. Yeah, I never liked Ableton. It just looks, it's too much going on for me.
I want it to be very epic and just hard-hitting dubstep, you know. I really love these little fills that I added right here. I did some really cool stuff. I did a filter raising down. We have, where did I put it? Ableton, I have like a bunch of different racks. So like if you see this filter right here, auto filter, the bottom. You can see first I did like kind of a filter sweep down. And then on this part, I have a resonant peak right here. So as a cool little fill.
I wish he would have just played it through. Yeah.
And then like on the downbeat, I have another one. It'll fake out, you know, removing the kick. And then I have like one of the vocals he did. He was just like did a high note, and then I made it like a trans gate. And then I also added
should have
a
played
nice,
the whole
dubstep
song.
/ trap hip hop drum beats. So if you listen to it right here.
Yeah, I didn't like Fruity Loops either.
So then after that, that was the first idea. I wanted to try multiple ideas too, so we did this idea as well. Okay, this one's cool. I did a DMV idea now, so this one's fun.
How do you sleep?
He should have played this shit all the way through. Yeah, that's fire.
Alright guys, let me know what you think of that. Also, let me know what you
That
guys think
shit
of
is
the
hard.
format video idea I've been doing. I really want to give you guys more of a raw, like deeper look into these productions and kind of just like allow myself to kind of ramble a little bit so I can give you guys more information. It also, I can put more videos out that way because editing is very difficult. But yeah, let me know.